Well, first and foremost, my advice is to try to isolate that person, huh? Hey, the person asked about how to deal with a person like the Quraniyyun, for example, who comes in the masjid and tries to openly profess their deviation and therefore to cause disruption amongst the jama'ah. First, I would advise the brothers to try to maybe pull that person before they can get that kind of disruption off on the musalla among the people, and to try to isolate that person, get them in the office or somewhere else, so that the brothers can deal with them one-on-one, face-to-face with that individual outside of around the people. That perhaps if that person is there and there's a debate that takes place and someone hears of these things and maybe something from their kalam falls into their heart. So that'd be my first advice, to try to isolate that person away from the jama'ah. If not possible, then alhamdulillah, first of all, clarify to them that to have adab in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost, as opposed to raising their voice and causing disruption in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These masajid were not built for that, yelling and disturbing and causing disruption in the masajid. And then, give them the evidences and the proofs from the book of Allah and from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Argue with them in a way that is better. Give them the evidences, give them the proofs, establish the hujjah upon them. And if they accept, walillah alhamd. And if not, and they continue to try to disrupt the affairs in the masjid, and if they're causing a harm and causing chaos in the masjid, then remove that person from the masjid. And we brought a number of fatwa from Shaykh al-Uthaymeen on the permissibility of removing someone from the masjid who causes that kind of corruption. And Shaykh al-Uthaymeen, he related the narration of Imām Malik, when that man came and asked about who said that the kayf, he asked about the kayf of the istiwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we know at the end of the narration, Imam Ahmed said, remove him. Had him removed from the masjid. Shaykh al-Uthaymeen, he mentions the likes of this in those fatwa. So I'll make those fatwa available to you. So if you find an individual, alhamdulillah, give them the evidences, give them the proofs, argue with them in a way that is better, with rifq and lean, with patience and leniency and ease, inshallah ta'ala, and strive to call them to that which is better, with ilm, with knowledge. And if you find that the person is just someone who is mu'anid, just obstinate and just is here to cause confusion and chaos and corruption, then we have those verdicts from our ulama that if, as a resort, if one needs to, then remove that person, have that person removed from the masjid. So to preserve and protect the people. The ulama say, you'll see it I'll send you the information. The ulama, they say about this, ikhwan, this is an important point. We talked yesterday about the one who eats from onions and garlics and leek and that kind of thing, and they come to the masjid. What did we say yesterday that should happen to that person? Umar removed them. Why did he remove them? They are harm to the jama'ah. So the ulama say if something like onions and leeks and the likes of that will cause someone to perhaps be removed from the masjid, how much more someone who tries to stink up the masjid with innovation? How much more that individual? So this is the likes of the kinds of arguments that you read from the ulama of Islam as it relates to that issue. So again, you try to advise them, you try to call them, try to show them a better way. We hope that they will come to the haqq and accept the truth with evidences and proof. But if they're here to cause disruption and chaos in the masjid, then they have to be removed. And there's a precedent for that. Shaykh Uthaymeen mentions a number of those things. We'll give you the file, inshallah ta'ala.